So, how you doing, Mark? Are you all right?
I'm good, Matthew. How are you?
I'm excellent. Fantastic.
Hey, that's great. We
Yes.
got here eventually, eh?
Yay.
No, I hope we are streaming live and everyone can hear us.
Yes, I hope so too. I can hear myself, really.
Yeah, let me just turn. Oh, god damn, there's so many things. I've got so many devices on here.
Yeah,
Right, okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So let's get to it, eh?
Yeah. So, shall we discuss our first Mandela effect experience? So, we give us some idea of what people can expect from us. You know what I mean?
Uh, yeah. Well, I'll let you go first.
Well, as you know, Mark, my first experience was watching that movie Risky Business with Tom Cruise. That old mess, the white shirt, sunglasses, that
Oh yeah,
fiasco.
yeah.
That
Yes, I know
uh,
it well.
that was my first experience, and it was just a weird one because with three other people in the house as well watching the same movie, and they didn't see the change, which was
Oh,
really, really unnerving because I could see the blank expressions going over their faces when they were watching it. You know what I
wow.
mean?
Yeah,
And
wow.
I'll never forget it because it was January the 19th, 10 p.m., Friday evening in June
Wow.
2018. I can remember it as clear as day. And I thought I was a bit unnerved by that. And I wasn't too sure what to make of it. And a couple of days later, I saw the same thing online, the costume.
Yes,
And
yes.
it was the sunglasses, white shirt deal. And I thought, what's going on there? I wonder. Then I did some more research. Then I came across the terminology called Mandela effect, which is quite strange. Then out of the blue on Monday, I had another experience. I found out about Canberra, if you know what I mean.
Canberra. Go on.
Yeah, yeah, and then I thought Sydney was the capital of Australia, but then I found out it was
Oh,
Canberra.
Canberra. Sorry, the accent has got me. Canberra.
Yeah, and I thought, that can't be right.
No, well, yeah. Go on, go on, go
Yeah,
on.
and the third biggest one is the JFK mess, of course,
Oh yeah, the
and one after
all
that
this.
was the North Pole disappearance. Was a biggie.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
I mean, I was viewing Google Earth, you know, I thought I might trip over to North Pole Antarctica. And to my dismay, it was no longer there. It was just a big massive pile of water, which was a strange one, I thought.
Yeah, the thing with the 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 North Pole and the water and stuff like that. Google. Sorry, I was speaking to a person from Google. Anything that's only that is frost or is ice, they don't show. They just show as water. So yeah, there is. I've always thought it was landmass. I think that there's a photograph we could show later on that I found of
Yeah, I've got I got this book, Phantom Atlas, which clearly
yes, yes,
shows landmass at the North Pole.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
photographs, old photographs, black and white photographs.
Yeah, there's a couple there, and I found with Captain Perry and that lad fighting over, and then there's the tree for one. They have the flag with the all the stars and all that.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's go back onto my first Mandela effect.
yeah, go for it, dude.
My first Mandela effect was when I was able to see. I
Yeah,
must have been about two, and I went, "This isn't right. I'm living in a world that isn't right," and I've always questioned everything since then. But
yeah,
I suppose it didn't come to fruition until someone turned around to me and said, you know, oh, what was it? I think it might have been the Star Wars one. It was either the Star Wars one or the Life is Like a Box of Chocolates one.
Oh yeah, that old
You know,
nutshell.
because I regularly watch movies, and I watch them over and over and over again, and I
Oh
could
yeah, you
quote them
just
and I
do
could
it.
quote them, I could
You
quote
just
them.
you just do on your favorite movies, don't you?
Yeah, you just miss Ben Jute and all that kind of stuff. You
Yeah,
just want just favorite movie. So I said, "Oh,
yeah.
watch it over and over again,"
Oh,
and
definitely.
so on. But yeah, I think the one that I love, well, not that I love, the one that I find a lot of residue for is the Star Wars one. You know, Luke and
Yeah,
Leia,
that's a strange one. That one.
and the whole the silver leg from the knee down. You know, some
Yeah, and
people,
it seems to go from left and right and whatever. Yeah,
yeah, it's yeah. There's so many different theories on that. That yes, it did. Someone mentioned the other day that it came out in the news that he said that, oh no, my leg was silver from the knee down, but
yeah, that's strange. And
that was that was
we
on one of our shows we done the other night with Matthew, wasn't it? Or with Brian
Bride.
McFarlane and
Yeah, because
yeah,
it showed you the link where it has explained the reason why it was gold. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and he said it was always silver.
yeah, that's it. He
I
adamant it
reckon
was
he
silver.
I reckon he got paid a lot of money to say that.
Yeah, he did like a hush hush type thing.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
Mandela effect is getting so big now that people are going, you know what? I'm going to pay off all these back big actors and going, you know what?
yeah, that's it. That's it. Somebody is.
Yeah, somebody's getting backhanders, brown envelopes and going here, say because we want to debunk this whole Mandela effect and all. Just
Yeah,
because
that's
we're seeing more now than a lot of people are seeing, and a lot of more people are waking up. They're actually, I think they're more frightened of us than we are of them, to be quite
yeah. I
honest.
think that's true. Like I think that's very true.
Do you know? Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
How many people have you ever? I know you probably know a few people that are affected. How many non-affected people have you stood and asked and tried to make them be affected? Just
I've
by asking three
actually,
simple.
yeah, two people. Believe
Okay.
it
And how did that go?
or not. Really well, actually. One
Hmm.
person is a close friend of mine,
Okay.
and she had the whisper bites thing going
Oh
on,
yeah, 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 yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and then she was eating a pack of whisper bites, and I says, "Well, those are you eating." She says, "Whisper bites," and then the next moment when she looked at it, she was like, "What the?" You know what I mean? The face was on it was priceless. Believe you me, it was priceless. Just when did
Yeah.
they change that? I'm not telling you that until you look it up. You know what I mean?
Do you
Uh,
think that was a misquote from somebody, or do you think that was an
no,
actual change?
no, I can remember it Thursday. It was Whisper
Well,
Bites.
yeah,
And
me
that
too.
changed for me in June the 18th last year. I saw the
Wow,
physical change. You
you've
know,
got a photographic memory. I mean, wow, that's
yep,
amazing.
I have.
Mm,
That's a
and
problem of my what's the word?
it's
You
not a
know,
problem. It's a gift. Let's
it.
call it a gift, not a problem.
Yeah, no, it is really when you sort of memorize everything that you see and
Excuse me.
every code that you see in password. You know, it's mental. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you know what they said? The officials. What a problem I've got dyslexia.
Go on. Dyslexia.
Yeah,
Put a name on it. Blah.
yeah, that's what they said. But I
Put a
don't think
name
it
on
is
it.
how the hell I can remember everything I see and
But I think the people that are the people that are normal, they just give us labels and say, oh, you're mad, you're this, you're that, you're other, oh, you're saying things that shouldn't be there. You're just
yeah,
paranoid. Here's some tablets. Take these tablets. These will make you feel better. And then when you take these tablets, you feel like you don't
go to
know what.
sleep.
Yeah, you feel like a zombie. You wake up the next day, and it's like that. It's like that program. What is it called? Well, did you ever see that film where they come in and they change everything when you're asleep? I can't remember what it's called. It has Matt Damon in it.
Uh,
Go on,
I
go
think
on.
I think I remember. I think I remember it. Wasn't it the Westworld?
No, not the Westworld. It's a movie with him in it. He's running for president, and they come in, and when everyone's asleep, they change everything.
Dave?
can't remember what it's called. No, it's not Dave. It's not Dave. And it'll come to me. It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
I don't think I recall that one, to be honest.
So someone, if someone remembers the name of that movie, mention it in the comments, please.
Yeah, please do, guys.
Yeah, because it's a great movie. I can't remember what it's called. It touches on stuff where you go to sleep, they come and change history, everything around you, and they all have all these hats on, and they can run through doorways, and they change this and they change that, and they don't want this people to meet this person and whatever.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
think
like what we're going through now.
yeah, exactly. But it depends. Yeah. It opened my eyes when I watched that movie, going, oh, maybe that does happen. Maybe I woke up and there's someone staring at me, going, okay, so
I don't think that is like it's
could be.
I
That's all
mean,
these things going around.
I find it a bit odd where a group of people come in your house
the,
and
the
change it.
Adjustment Bureau. It's called the Adjustment Bureau.
I don't believe that. No, it's
No,
more deeper than that, I think.
Yeah, definitely more deeper, but might touch on something like just if anyone has never seen that film, the Adjustment Bureau, go look, go check it out. It's funny in a way, and it touches on how they can stop time, they can change things, and then it's like a worldwide change, and then you wake up and everything's changed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, that's more of a psyop than anything else, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Everything in the media is a psyop, really, isn't it?
Well, like I said, the first time I started to notice the differences in the clouds was back in February. When all the sky phenomenon changed for me. Which was really strange. Just 1 minute I had normal puffy white clouds, for just a couple of different types floating around in the sky. And then the next few weeks, it started to gradually different layers on top of each other. And then all of a sudden I thought, then I started to see the sky trails, we'll call them. Not the other way, sky trails.
The sky trails,
yeah. Flying up where, sometimes 3, 4, 6, 10 at a time, and sometimes doing this swirly, stupid thing that they do. And
there's a theory in the UFOlogy world that most of them chemtrails are being blasted by UFOs so they can actually a theory of mine was them chemtrails are keeping you dumb and keeping you down, and from ascension or whatever you want to call it. But the UFO people reckon that some UFOs are flying around and blasting them out of it, so they're not actually, so they're disappearing straight out. I've watched a few of these called ghost planes. So you see the chemtrail, but you don't see the plane.
Yeah, because it looks invisible.
2 seconds later, the chemtrail is gone. I'm like, okay, where did that go?
Yeah, the ones I don't get is the ones where you have like just flying just beneath the cloud, and you can see the black shadow going across. That is freaky to see. I saw one with a halo, and it's going flying right across it. You know what I mean? It looked like Saturn, with the rings and everything, man. You know what I mean? With the sun flying around it. That's what it looked like.
I've noticed there are a lot of strange things going going on in the sky. All right, whether it's to do with atmospheric how would you say, fuel in the air because they're shooting up a lot of rockets and this.
Then it's causing a reaction.
I did share a video of on one of our groups on 1946 first attempt on chemtrails. I think I shared it on Brian Stevely's channel.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't believe that for 1 second.
I think it was them trying to hide stuff rather than a chemtrail, and it might have became something of that. But the whole chemtrail thing that I think is just a whole let's dumb us down. Let's put all these bad stuff into people so they can't even think for themselves. Plus television and everything. It's all mind control. Anything you see on TV, you're looking at a TV, but there's some message behind it. Like I'm looking at a TV program, and there's images coming to me that are not like you walk away from watching a great movie, and what do you think of? You don't think of the movie, you think of other stuff that not even what wasn't even in your head. You know what I mean? There's little pictures and little symbols and all sorts of different movies that like like that movie. What is it called again? The one where we were talking about the other night.
Da Vinci Code.
No, the one with Roddy Piper in it.
Oh, They Live.
They, they live, they live.
I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, but I'm all out of bubblegum.
That's the one,
Yeah,
I
I
think
know that movie by heart, mate.
I
And they
think
did
that's
have an exclamation mark on it as well at the end.
that's an effect, all right. I
Yeah,
think that's the type of thing that's happening right now because at the moment people are the visual cortex, you can only see 0.5% of what's really out there.
yeah,
So if you look at it as a realm, we all live in the same space, right? If
yeah,
you take it a bit space, time, whatever, we all live in the same space, but we're just a little bit phased away from each other. So I could be sitting beside another version of me wearing a red top instead of a blue top, and he could be talking backwards or he could be talking something
yeah.
else.
That's it. That's it.
And sometimes you get into that same frequency and you pick up on that kind of stuff, and that's what and it resonates inside you, and that's what you go,
Yeah,
okay, so I have a dual memory of this because he saw the same thing as he did, but the third version of him might see something different, and that goes, okay, so I do recognize it as a Mandela effect. So your consciousness moves from one to the other, to the other, to the other,
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
yeah. I do.
Depending on the the consciousness of the collective mind or the collective beings or whatever you want to call them, and the more people believe, the more people will see.
Yeah, that's correct.
I heard an old saying a long time ago. If the truth is to be told, so is to be understood, it will be believed. But you have to tell the truth, so it to be understood. Now, some people. Now, I'm not saying I'm not downing people or saying people are dumb or saying people are more intelligent,
They're
but
just
some
just
people
asleep.
are on. They're just some people are on just different levels. So you have to say it in a different way. I might say to you, you know the sky is blue, and because you're intelligent you see the sky is blue. But if I say someone that's colorblind the sky is blue, they're going to look at the sky and it's going to be gray, and they're going to go, what are you on about?
Yeah,
It's blue. It's not, it's gray. You just have to tell them the truth so that they can understand, and then they will believe. So that's a thing
yeah,
I think Mandela effect people need to do. We need to be able to tell people the truth so they can understand what we're saying, and it resonates within them, so then they can go out and look for themselves and go, okay, I don't quite see that, but can you explain to me why? And then you go down that little, I don't like to call them rabbit holes, I like calling them bubbles, little
yeah.
bubbles. Then you can get into that bubble and tell them, okay, well, this is the way I see it. Do you see what I'm saying? And then they go on their own little one, they go in
Oh yeah,
that destination, and you might eventually meet on a crossroad and go, yeah, I see what you see. Now, this is what I got from this, and then that's where you meet up. And I think at the
mm,
moment, a lot of people are doing that. They're all on this crossroads, and we're all meeting at a certain point going, yes, we all can see this happening, but we can't understand why it is. The biggest thing is don't try to understand it. Just let it happen. It's going to happen regardless.
yeah,
We're all going to find out eventually, because there's some person out there that's going to go, okay, this is the main reason why. And we're all going to go, oh, I knew it all along.
yeah,
Sometimes you feel like, oh, I, I, I asked the question, I got the answer, but I forgot what the question was. Some people are feeling like that. You know what I mean? That's what I
yeah,
feel myself. I've seen some weird shit. Sorry for swearing, but I've seen some weird shit, and in cases like that, you go, all right, yeah, okay. I got the answer, but I can't remember what the question I asked. You know what I mean? And then when you get
yeah.
to that
I
stage,
see that a lot of late actually.
you need to be able to. I find myself writing everything down now. I write most of my stuff down because I have not a photographic memory like yourself, or a
Right.
photographic mind. I need to be able to go, okay, so that's it. I've like books and books and books of here of the question I asked, and then I go back and say, okay, I got the answer to that. So there's X, that's the answer to that, and so forth and so forth
Yeah,
and so forth and so forth. And then eventually I'm going to put it all together and go, okay, well, that's my version of why I think the Mandela effect. I'm not going to bring in CERN. I'm not going to bring in quantum realities. I'm not going to bring in, parallel universes. There's a thing called a Bruce universe where two universes are colliding together, and
Yeah,
consciousness is seeming from one to the other and so forth and like that. But it's up to everyone to perceive or figure out this Mandela effect for themselves. I can't turn around to you and debunk the Mandela effect, because that Mandela effect might open your eyes. If I debunk that straight away, that's going to go, okay, I don't
hmm
believe in the Mandela effect. No, I'll just go and look at something else. Let's go look at a trailer for a movie. You
yeah,
don't debunk anyone's Mandela effect. If they think it's a Mandela effect, it's a Mandela effect to them.
yeah. That's
Now,
it.
you might be able to give them an excuse why, or a little inkling. Okay, well, just look into this, and they can go down this one, and then that leads them off into a different path, and then they might find a different Mandela effect, and
Yeah,
then they
that's
might
it. That's it.
investigate that, and so forth and so
I
forth and so
mean,
forth.
I think the way Mandela effect works is you get something that you're familiar with quite often, like a
Mm-hmm.
product or whatever, or
Yes.
something like a movie or something, like your favorite movie or something. And say,
Uh-huh.
for example, my friend was Whisper Bites fiasco,
Uh-huh.
and because it was
Uh-huh.
personal, it was her favorite product, chocolate
Uh-huh.
product. So when I saw the change in 2018, which I can't
Okay.
explain how I saw it. I was just walking in the shop, getting something, and I saw something come on me eye, on my peripheral vision, and I had to go back and investigate it, and I was right. It changed right
Yeah.
there, you know.
Is isn't it weird when that happens? You kind of look and you take a second glance and you kind of go back and you go, "That's not quite right,"
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you don't know why. Some people just put them down to Mandela effect. Some people then invest like ourselves. We'll investigate. Okay, is a logo changed?
yeah.
Have they changed something? In say for instance, has Tesco changed something, or has Volkswagen changed, or it's just going on the
Hmm.
Volkswagen. They ever changed it? Is it just something that it's to to make it better for the public eye so they can get more sales? But when you look into these things, these small little inklings, and you go down that little bubble, you'll find that you'd be very surprised on a lot of these things that they've never changed in history, and there is no excuse why the Volkswagen has a little gap there now in between.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just using that as an example, like the Ford with the squiggly lines and whatever.
Hmm.
There's, if you look into the history, but then again, we're asking Google.
That's
Google,
it.
Google lies.
Totally,
Google
100%. That can be edited at any time.
up to you, and when Google lies, Google like there is a thing like AI. I don't know. People believe that AI is in control, but when one thing changes on Google, it changes automatically worldwide.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
it's a worldwide thing. If you go, okay, I'm going to investigate the Volkswagen thing, and you see, for instance, it's joined, and then it unjoins, it's a worldwide thing. It's spread everywhere. So everyone that goes look at that thing, it's
Yeah,
going to
because
be the
that's
same.
probably one of the most famous ones there is out there right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, exactly. There was a theory that I came across that maybe it's not the fact that everything is changing um, to the fact that it's changing um, to be different than what it was. Maybe it's changing to be the original of what it was. Maybe the
Yeah,
Volkswagen sign did actually have a gap in it
yeah,
in the
that's
original,
it.
and now, because we couldn't see with our vision that it had a gap, we always saw no gap. Now that our eyes are open, we can actually see what it really is, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Now we see the squiggly line in the Ford. Now we can see the gap in that. There's also other bits and pieces that maybe the Star Wars thing maybe always had a silver leg, but our vision
Indeed,
is
indeed.
improved. I have some residue there saying, he's the whole silver leg. Oh, he it was blown off in a Clone Wars. But then you also have um, photographs there that show him on set with R2D2
Yeah,
changing
we're
his
all gold.
yeah, all gold. So it's crazy. It's yeah, it's put it this way. I'd say in the next couple of years, we're going to see the Mandela effect coming a long, long way in the media. You know, it's gonna. I know the Expo have touched on it, and a few others. I'm actually trying to get a project done myself with a few other
Yeah.
people, Linda Anderson, and hopefully yourself, and a few other people that are into the Mandela effect. We're going to try to get a movie done, a TV series done, a
Oh yeah.
podcast done, even a cartoon done. But we're going to try to get an independent version of it done so we can put it out on, I don't know, whatever channel is going to take
Yeah.
it. Hopefully Netflix. Even if it just goes as a mini series, as one, you know, one or two, it might open some people's eyes. But
Mhm.
that's something that we're trying to get involved. If anyone wants to get involved in that, please drop us a comment.
Yeah.
You know, I so my let's see if we can throw some residue up and see if we can have a chat about some residue while we're because I could talk for hours on this, and you know we've only got an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have we got for residue?
Let's see if I can bring one up.
Let's try it. Let's try it now, folks. We did try this last week, and it was quite funny because poor Matthew was there talking away, trying to hear us, and we were going. I was laughing. Helen was laughing. We're going. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? And would you believe that streamed for 38 minutes of you going? I don't know, and me asking you to turn your camera around to look at your computer to see if you can get this
Oh,
to
that
work.
was a disaster.
It was a disaster, but it's a if anyone wants to know how not to do it, check out that video.
Yeah. Please
That's how
do.
not to do a live stream. But from now on, let's see if we can do it properly. You know, we can. You know, if this one works, please tune in again, and we can continue on. Let me just check the live chat while you're going on with that because I
Oh
got
yeah.
so many. See, so let's okay.
Let's
Hi
see.
Hazel, Sky Gazer, Frosty. Much love. Dominic Frost. Hi, Mr. Frost. I presume you are Mrs. Frost. Is Mr. Frost and Mrs. Frost? Hello, Rob Stoner. Yes, I was definitely on Sagittarius Arm. So was I. It looked pretty good from there, you know. There is a theory on that maybe I don't know if you've seen a thing on Netflix. It's called The Wandering Earth. It's a Chinese movie about us moving the Earth because of incoming
I
asteroids.
just watched that the other night, actually.
Did you watch that? It's very interesting. It's
It
very very
very
interesting.
is.
It kind of touches on it could be a flat Earth because the other side of the Earth has got engines on it, so we're going away and we're moving
Yeah.
away. But you know, it's very, very. I don't usually look at them Chinese movies because I don't like reading subtitles. But that one was it
Yeah,
was
because it
dubbed.
was dubbed, the visual I had.
Yeah, same me. I'm like, yes, it's dubbed. It's dubbed.
I thought it was
So
very intriguing that movie. It was just like I was glued to it. No.
yeah, very, very good. Very, very interesting. So let me just go on to the chats. We'll see if you can get some of these bits and pieces up. Brian Stavely, hey, hi, Brian Stavely, how are you? Welcome, man. It's great to have you here.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
check
Didn't
out his.
expect you to arrive. Like,
He has some great stuff on each channel. Absolutely.
yeah, we've got to get him on this channel, like, to have a chat.
Well, yeah, definitely would love to have you on the channel. Okay, so let me see where we go. Any other comments here? Rob Stone, I only learned about six clouds. Okay, so there's a lot more clouds than six clouds. I have a book
Oh,
here from 1940 something that shows the battle of something, and they're even using chemtrails to hide other airplanes. I'll root it out eventually. I'll stick it on my channel. What's up with quantum entanglement? Quantum entanglement, in my version, is someone's theory. I'm saying, okay, so you're a quantum entanglement. What would you say if the history of all this quantum physics, quantum entanglement, and quantum whatever, the history of science that we know was complete and utter bull, and it was just to keep us under wraps? What would you say about that? What if the history of the science, what if it totally switched and someone said, you know what we know now is complete bollocks. It's actually something else, but this is just to keep us under wraps. What would you say about that?
I'm
What
out
do
of
you think?
that. I would have to agree because I'm always learning. I've learned a lot, hell of a lot more within the past year than I have done in my lifetime. And I'm 44 now. And for some reason, all this knowledge seems to be coming in waves, so to speak.
I'm the
And
same age as you. Birthday. Don't give me the exact date. When are you 45? Soon or later?
sooner.
I same as me. I'm sooner too.
Mhm.
All right, I'll give you a weird one. I'll only say on this channel. I was born on the 9th of the 6th. I weighed 9 pounds 6, and I was born at 9 minutes past 6 on a Sunday morning. So
That's
take
kind of strange.
take take from that what you think. I always think the 999 and the 666. They're all just symbols. That doesn't make much difference to me.
I've got one for you.
Um, Go on.
My birthday is 19th of
Uh huh.
Which is number
Uh huh.
3 in
Huh.
1975, 1919.
Okay. Sorry. Go on. Go on. I'm not good at maths.
I'm just saying it's saying 1919, like there's the synchronized number. So,
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Let me just quantum time indeed. I'm just gonna read these out. Have you got some residue up there? Rob's
Uh,
phone. I've
I'm
always
trying to share, but I'm
I've
not.
always just assumed that when most of these things changed, it was that a brand change. Now I question everything. Now it's see the thing is a lot of these Mandela effect people they look at these and they go in and they figure out, they go to the logos, they go to logo.com and all these other places and see what the change is, has it ever changed. But as I said, don't trust Google, trust your eyesight, you know,
Yes, and your memory.
your eyesight. Um, Rob, so there are these there, and there are how to oh God, hold on. The old badge on the end. Yeah, so I've got plenty of residue. I won't tell you exactly where it is, but I have a van that I pass every day on a bus that has the old Volkswagen logo stuck on it. It
Uh,
has air cooled on the back of it, right? The air cooled is in the same wording as Coca Cola, but it doesn't have the dash or whatever the whatever you want to call it, the little comma in between, and the
uh,
top of the C doesn't go through the L, which I think whoever owns that van is affected, or that might be just some kind of quantum place where I could just stand in and go, okay, I could see all these different
yeah,
things.
that's
Anyway,
that's it. I mean, I've seen the VW fan sticker as well quite often around here. There's about 3 different fans that's got it. Just a sticker on the side of the van with no gap,
yeah.
and
No,
it's
I'm on about the actual front logo.
the front logo.
Excuse me.
No problem.
Oh, excuse me. I have it's a van that has it's a wheel. So there's a spare wheel on the front, and the cover
Uh,
of the spare wheel has the Volkswagen logo, but it doesn't have the gap in it whatsoever. Now I haven't got off the bus to look at it, yes, which I will. But when I look at the back of the van, it's got the old Coca Cola, but it says air cooled, but it has the no dash, and it has, if you notice on the Coca Cola one, the top of the C goes through the L. This doesn't go through the L,
yeah,
So I'm going to stop and take some photographs. I'm going to try to not take the registration plate down, because then you'll be able to find who they are.
yeah, that's it. That's it. Like
Okay.
very touchy.
So Brian Stevely said he's at work listening, but he can't chat too much. No problem, Brian. You you do what you need to do. You work, and we're happy you're listening. And folks, please check out his channel, because he's got some great stuff on his channel.
And
Honestly.
Brian, I would love to chat with you, guy.
Yeah, we should get on and do an interview one time. When
Oh
we
yeah,
both.
definitely it'll be a good fun chat.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do residue. Can you do it?
Yeah, I think so. Can you see that one?
Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm looking at my screen. Okay, so this is the
British
British
flag.
British flag. Now it takes a couple of seconds for it to come up on the TV, because I'm watching you through my TV. I'm watching you through
Uh-huh.
two devices. So this is the British flag as
When it
we as
remember
we
it.
as some people remember it,
Yes.
where you can see the let me see, the left top red stripe. Okay.
Yes.
Now that's in the middle. See, all the red stripes are in the middle. That's the old one, right?
Yeah. That's
Right.
correct.
And if you notice it now, the red stripe is towards the bottom of the white stripe on the top, and it's the opposite on the right hand side, and vice versa, and vice versa.
Yes.
Now there is a theory. I've spoke to a couple of people about that. The old flag, the way it is the red stripes on the bottom and so
Uh-huh.
forth. And sometimes you can find the red stripe on the top, and it's like as if it's a mirror image. That has something to do with sailors and navy and stuff like that. So now I'm not 100% certain on this, but if a naval ship, British naval ship, was coming to shore and there was meant to be hostile people there, so say for
Mm-hmm.
instance, our camp was getting overrun by whoever the British were fighting at the time. God knows who they were fighting. They were fighting a lot of people, so God knows who they were fighting at
Yeah.
the time. But that was a warning to naval vessels that there's not to come to shore. So they used to fly the flag inside out and upside down as a warning to people not to come to shore. So they would go around the bay and get off the ships and come, via a different version,
Mm.
a different side. Now, that's just hearsay. I haven't looked into that really yet. I've just heard it from one person, and he happened to be in Greenwich Village, and he seemed to know his stuff. So I didn't question him. So I walked away with that information and I passed it out there. If
Yeah.
anyone knows any different, great. Please do tell us. But that's what I heard. So I'm not debunking that because I've seen so many different versions of that flag. I've seen it Nigel Farage with one with the whole. It's
Yeah.
like striped all the way down in the middle. There's no gap at all. The red's
And
completely.
there's your mini as well. The British mini has the flag on it as well. You know what I mean?
The
It,
British Mini has the flag on it as well. I
yeah.
go to the next one. We'll see what we can do. We can see where we can. What's the next picture?
Yeah. I'll pick up random one second.
It's all
Uh,
good. It's good. We're getting
yeah.
there. We're getting there.
Oh, where's it?
Oh,
Where's
there's
it?
no naked photographs of you here now.
Oh
Let me.
dear.
No,
Where's one? Uh, there's one.
what's that one? Okay, so this Barrett's
Yeah,
Barrett's Sherbet.
but look at the two spellings. Sherbet
Yeah,
and Sherbert.
Sherbert. So the O is missing.
Uh-huh.
Have you noticed that Barrett's has got two R and two T's and no S in it now?
Yeah,
Do you remember that
definitely.
used to have an S in it?
Yep, Barrett's with an
Yeah.
apostrophe.
I was walking through a pound shop one day and I just took a photograph and went, "That's different."
Yeah.
And then I went, "Okay," and then I stuck it on the page and I went, "Oh, that's different." So yeah, that's really, yeah. Now I didn't know about the sherbet, so yeah, it's spelled differently. You really love going through Tesco's on them. You must spend hours in Tesco's looking through all that. Do
Well,
you?
the thing is, I know how it was spelled, and
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
remember it well. And when I saw that in Home Bargains, believe it or not,
okay,
that's where I found it. And
okay.
I was just standing there laughing like a total crazy person. You know,
Well,
I was just like laughing my ass off. You know, it was just like the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was the smallest detail on the shelf there. You know what I mean? Everybody else was just overlooking it, but I spotted it straight away, and I was like, "What
I
the hell?"
I used to work for a certain company, putting stuff on shelves I was a merchandiser basically.
Yeah.
Them labels are printed by the actual merchandiser.
Yes, that's
They're
what I
not
was thinking.
Yeah, they're not actually printed by the Tesco itself. So the person who probably printed that sherbet and printed it wrong is probably affected or non-affected and didn't even realize what
That's
what
true.
a quest for you. The next time you're in one of them and you see someone putting out them little the tags, ask them, are you affected? And don't say it that way. You sound really weird, but
I'll just
ask them,
ask him a couple of
ask them
questions.
about,
Says how you spell that.
yeah, see if he's affected, see if he's Mandela affected at all, and because some people, they just do it from memory. Because I know I used to this is embarrassing, but I used to spell tomorrow with two M's and two R's. I don't know why. Maybe I was a bit dyslexic at the time, but I don't know why. It always seemed right to me. It just seemed different, and then it changed, and then maybe I just got educated, and I thought, okay. But there's certain words I used to pronounce differently and spell differently, and then when you go look at them, and like, what the hell? They don't even look for, because I spell phonetically. Do you know what
Yeah,
phonetically?
yeah. It means you spell it out right.
I
Like
spell it the way it sounds rather than the
yeah,
way it should do.
yeah.
And I've always done that until obviously someone said to me, "Go on, you stupid fecker, what are you doing?" So I picked up a dictionary and read from page to page, and I still don't know how to spell my own name properly.
Well,
Anyway,
to be honest, the English grammar has changed quite a lot
yes,
since I
yes.
became aware. And then all of a sudden, it's got all these daft little dashes and everywhere and hyphens and stuff like that, where it wasn't before. You know what I
I
mean?
have I have a book here called the Cambridge Encyclopedia of Language, the Crystal version.
Aye.
Um, I haven't. It's there for I suppose if anyone asks me a question and I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I will look up. But it has sign languages, how to do sign, how to read
Yeah.
hieroglyphics. It also has a picture of. Now, funnily enough, I posted this in a group. It also has a picture of JFK being shot in a four-seater car.
Yeah.
Hmm. Weirdness. So, next, Cadbury's.
Yep. The famous
Cadbury's.
old Cadbury's.
Now, this photograph, which will come up on screen in a second,
Yeah.
this photograph I picked up when I was just doing my, now I can see it on my screen here on which it'll probably come up on the big screen in a second. Um, I was taking a walk down the road, as you all
Uh-huh.
know, Cadbury's. I'm looking at the screen, and I think we're about 10 seconds behind on the screen. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There. So I was walking down the road, and as people know, the S is gone from Cadbury's.
Yes.
And it's been gone for a long time.
I
Some people
believe
remember it.
I believe 1997 or 1995 is the year when it disappeared. I
And
can't
is that
confirm that.
official on their site, or has it just not ever been there on their site?
I don't know, but if you go on YouTube, when our chat is over, you can see all the old. If you type in 1980s, 1970s adverts for Cadbury's, you'll see the yes is still there.
Yeah, I've never looked into. That's the thing. Some people go onto these logo changes, all these mad Mandela effect people. Which, well, I'm not saying they're mad Mandela. But people who have a lot of time to go research. I go hunting. I just hunt for pictures. I just go out with a camera and take
Yeah,
photographs.
that's it.
I haven't looked into has the S just. You know what? We'll get rid of the S for a couple of years. We'll bring it back for a couple of years. We'll bring it. But I've noticed any Cadbury's thing I see now doesn't have the S now. And
It doesn't look right.
I walked past a second-hand shop and I said, "Oh, look at that! I'll take a photograph of that and I'll stick it on and see what happened." But
I
yeah,
would have bought it myself.
well, it's an antique shop, so that's probably would have cost me 50 quid. So
I still would have bought it, as a
yeah.
keepsake.
Well,
I
I'll
would have
wait.
had it as a prop in
If anyone wants to send me £50, I'll go buy it for them and I'll just them, no problem.
Just give me the website address and I'll get it.
Yeah, no, it's in it. It's in a shop down the road. I can't tell you my source. I'm joking.
Don't worry about it.
I'll next if it's still there, I'll see if I can find it. So let me see. I'm just looking while you're getting the next picture up. I'm gonna see if I can get some thoughts here on the comments.
Right.
Okay. Caribbean rum and coconut liquor. I always wondered how a goat didn't know it was dead. I think we may be dead. Okay. Now,
That's interesting theory.
I'll just address that if you don't mind. So, there is a theory that we're all dead. And we're all in our own little world, and everyone that we see is our own perception of them. So we're living in our own world and we're alone in our own world. So everyone you see is a perception of what you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Because personally, I don't know you personally, right?
Yeah.
Don't you? So I see you the way you present.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know Brian Steveley, I don't know Brian McFarlane, I don't know any of them, but I see them the way they present.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a,
you have this fad on social media, on Instagram, and you have these pictures of beautiful women and their surroundings are great, and then if you go into their house, it's probably a fucking shithole, and they've
that's
got like
correct.
they've got a lovely sofa with lovely cushions, and they've got bloody chicken fillets down their top, make their boobs look bigger, and they've got more makeup on. They're using all these fake stuff to make them look great. And they're rich and they're this and they're these
Yeah.
fake hats and they're making this and so it could be a fact that we might be all, but perception is in your mind.
Yes.
When
It
I
always
go
is.
meet when I go meet someone that's in the media, my perception of him is going to be, wow, he's this and he's that and he's the other. They
Yeah.
always say, never go meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed. Now, I've met a few famous people on the way, and I've never had a chance to say, had a one-on-one conversation with them. I was in the same vicinity as Mr. Mark Hamill when
Yeah.
he was making the second movie, I think, in this last trilogy. He
Yeah.
was in TV. I wasn't in the pub. I didn't know people that were in the pub. But my first question, what I would have asked him was, Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father. But I guarantee if I would have met him, I would have been so starstruck, I would have just bought him a pint and said, cheers, man.
Yeah.
Movies,
I've actually
but,
had a pint
but
with Craig Charles. Lister from Red Dwarf.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a strange experience, I have to say.
What kind of pipe was it?
He drank beer. What I think
Oh,
was
a pint, not a pipe. Okay.
no pint.
Oh, okay. Oh, wasn't a
PINT pint.
Okay.
Well, pint
So
that would have been a nice one.
that would that would have been a weird, oh no, right? If you were on a pipe, all right. So we're looking at the Forrest Gump one here.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
life is like a box of chocolates.
this one is on every single DVD VHS cover you can possibly lay your hands on.
Okay. Now, there are. I put this out a long time ago on a couple of channels, and people came back to me. Oh no, it's because his mother says it at the end of the movie. His mother says when she's in her deathbed, she says, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." Now, if you go look at the movie, she does not say life is like a box of
Was.
chocolates. She doesn't say was.
Did you not?
She says life's like a box of chocolate. She doesn't say was or like. She
That's interesting.
Now I don't know if that's a new Mandela effect for people. I brought that up a few times on my channel. I've also brought it up on Teresa Lynch's Residue Hunter channel as well.
Uh-huh.
I took the clip. I put the video out there. She
Yeah.
doesn't say life is like a box of chocolates. Life was like a box of chocolates. She says
Right.
life's a box of chocolates.
Mhm.
My theory on that is, he says life was like a box of chocolates. He says
Yeah.
life is like a box of chocolates. Is he trying to tell us that we're all dead and we all went into a black hole and now we're on a different dimension?
I don't really know about that, but we all know that the great man himself is connected somehow, don't we?
Yeah. With CERN and with Sally Fields. Yes.
Sally Field, you really like
Sally
me. You really
Fields.
like me. Or is
You
it
really, you really like me
like
right
me?
now.
I
You
know.
really like me right now. Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I clearly remember her saying,
I have,
"You really love me. You really love me. Oh, you
yeah,
really love me."
I have
Yeah,
that on. I have that somewhere on see, I remember her saying, "You really like me. You really like me right now." Right? And
yeah,
also she wasn't wearing a necklace.
yeah. I
Then
noticed that one
it changed,
into
and
an infinity bracelet.
she's wearing a necklace, and then the change where you really like me right now, and
Yeah,
she's not going as crazy in that one. I have
yeah.
that in a from the ninth. I think it's a headline from somewhere. I'll share it on the page, or if you want to go look at Mandela Effect Investigators UK, which is my group and the Matthews group and a lot of other people's groups. Come and join. It's on there somewhere. But just on the Forrest Gump one, maybe life is like a box of chocolates. When he changed it, life was like a box of chocolates. We were entering a black hole, right?
Quite
So
possibly.
when you play possibly right, and at the end of the movie, she still said life is like a box of chocolates.
Hmm.
Now we've entered completely into a black hole, into a different dimension or into a different parallel universe that's totally changed. So it's
Yes.
all the complete, because it takes so long. So time doesn't exist when you're in a black hole, if you
No, it
understand.
doesn't, because time stays
You
still,
know
because you're out of time, out of phase, so to
exactly,
speak. Into
exactly.
the void, as
Into the
somebody.
void. It's
Yes.
into the void. Yeah, that is one of my biggest one as well. That's one of the ones that woke me up. And
Yeah.
I have that video. I have that DVD cover there, right there in front of me as well. I
Mm.
bought a long time ago just to get the picture of it. And I walked into HMB and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm taking a picture." He says, "No, you can't take a picture." So okay, I'll buy the fucking thing. All right. So
I
and he
just
says, "Okay."
sneakily do it, me
He,
man.
he said that'll be 14.99. He says, "No, I'm not going to buy it off you. I'll go but around the corner and buy it in CEX for £2. See ya, bye bye." Around the corner from CEX and took it.
I got it
Took
for
it
99p from there.
exactly. So it's if he would have let me take a photograph, that would have been, and I would have went back in, and I probably would have
Ah,
bought the
that's true.
DVD. Now, there's also another one. I don't know if you know about that one. Another movie. What is it? Mad Max and the Thunderdome.
Yeah, I
That's
know that
another one.
movie very well.
And it's it's that's changed the Mad Max from the Thunderdome or in the
Nope,
Thunderdome. Some people might be able
nope.
to
The original movie was Mad Max Beyond the
beyond
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome, and now it's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's from the. Yeah,
Something of something or
yeah.
other. I went to the same HMV place and I got the exact same thing, and he said, "No, you can't be taking photographs." And I went to look for the DVD, and I couldn't find it in CEX. But I
Which
would
is
have
quite
went.
strange, isn't it? Because a lot of Mandela affected movies aren't available. Isn't that strange?
Hmm. Have you? I don't know if you've noticed. Some people say a lot. I think a lot of actors are affected, right?
Yeah, I definitely. Or they're connected.
They cannot say anything about it, because if you're an actor and you're in the mainstream and you turn around and go, "Yeah, do you know what? This Mandela effect is real," people are just going to dismiss you and not want to put you into a movie anymore.
Yeah,
That's what happened to Jim Carrey.
yeah.
That's what happened to Ashton Kutcher. That's what happened to a few other people. Now Jim Carrey is coming back, as you know, in a few other
Oh
ones.
yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, all blue.
Yeah, yeah, and he's also in that other one where he deserves an Oscar. What's it called? He's in with that Samoan lad that plays flicking Aquaman. I can't remember what it's called. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
He didn't
Oh,
say much in it. Anyway, let's stick up on next picture.
yeah.
Interview with the vampire.
The
The
Vampire
Vampire
Chronicles. Da, da, da,
Chronicles.
da.
Now
Yeah, right.
I noticed that about 6 months ago. I think it's been, if you Google that, if you go into YouTube, it's been brought up and brought up and brought up
Oh
and brought
yeah,
up and brought up.
constantly.
You know, yeah.
But
I I've
I
only noticed
I
the
already
vampire.
noticed the last part recently. The Vampire Chronicles.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Do you know what? I think we're connected with that, because I think we noticed that at the same time, because I went
Yeah.
out and bought that in a video cassette. I also went out and bought it on a DVD the exact same day,
Hmm.
and I put it up, and I think we might have put that up at the same time.
I think we might have done.
I put it
Synchronized.
up, and Yeah, synchronicity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, weird. So, just a quick question to anyone: does anyone remember? Anyone in the comments? Do you remember that being? I know it's the interview with the vampire, or interview with the vampire, interview with a vampire. Have you? Do anyone remember the Vampire Chronicles being at the end of it? Let me just check the comments while we're gone. What do you
Dun,
think of
dun,
that
dun,
one?
dun.
What do you think of that one yourself?
Me, it was the interview with a vampire. Nothing else.
Yeah, yeah, me too, me too. So now they've changed it twice,
Mm.
and I don't know word for that movie, and I'm sure there's loads of different words have been changed on that. There are a few video clips that I can probably show later on, not on this, but I'll share them on my channel later on.
Hmm.
That he's been interviewed, and he does say interview with a vampire. It doesn't sound
Yeah,
a bit.
James Corden on the terms with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a lot of Emmys in that particular sketch.
Where he's doing, yeah, yeah,
He's even
he's a,
misremembering himself. You know
he's
what I mean?
effect. I think he does that just to get people
Wake up.
to wake up. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Maybe that's why they shifted him from England to America.
Yeah, that's
You know,
it.
maybe. So
Let's go.
next. Let's see what's
Oh yes, the
oh,
this one. Yeah, what you found?
this one.
Tinkerbell.
Okay, Tinkerbell. Everybody remembers. Well, a lot of people when you were younger. Right, remember the beginning of the Disney. Let's wait for the photograph to come up online. So everyone, the Disney, the cartoons and all start off, and you have, the Disney castle, and next comes along you have Tinkerbell, and she comes around and she does her little magic dust on the screen. She comes from left to right.
Although
Um,
I remember
her
her being in green.
her in green. Okay,
Yes.
so you remember being her in a different color, right?
Yes.
I remember, I remember, I just remember her being there, right?
Yeah.
I walked into a shop the other day, and I saw this photograph, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's weird that she's there because she's not there anymore.
Hmm.
And would you believe do you know what game that's from? That's from a Monopoly game. That's from a Disney Monopoly game that I picked. I didn't buy it. I went back to the shop today and it's gone.
Damn.
Oh no! So I could only get a photograph of it, but a lot of people might remember that as you know, as her coming out from one side to the other, doing her little thing, and then shooting off behind the castle. Now,
Yeah.
if you go back to history, she's never been there.
She's never been there.
I think it was in 19. She's never been there.
Nope.
Um. So sorry, just going back on Caribbean rum with coconut liquor says no Chronicles. So he said he doesn't remember
Ah.
Chronicles. Sonic is all blue in the new movie. Well, there's a spoiler in that because you brought up something in that, didn't you? Sonic is blue and he also is flesh. Am I
Yes.
correct? So he turns from one to the other in that movie, isn't that correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so maybe they're trying to Jim Carrey's in that as well. So
Yes, Dr. Robotnik.
connection.
Exactly.
So that could be something that we should look into. I know it's
I reckon he gave input on the design of Sonic. No other question.
yeah. So there's two versions of Sonic. There's one with him with all blue, and there's one with him being flesh. I remember playing the game, but you know what? I was so young, I didn't really give a damn if he was flesh, he was blue. I just wanted to get all them rings and go and kill the boss.
Well, I can't help it, but to notice small details like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's
I, I I was looking at it like a 12-inch screen, so I didn't have the
yeah.
big HD screens that we see today. So that's another
Game
thing
Gear.
about Mandela effect. The HD thing nowadays makes you see a lot more than we used to. So that's
Oh
maybe
yes.
that could be a thing that we could be, being affected by because we're seeing so much more now on this HD ready, double HD, triple HD, and then
4K.
yeah, and your 4K Ultra, and then I don't even want to go into the whole 5G bloody. Anyway, we'll do that on another show because
Yeah, definitely.
that's scary crap. Anyway,
On to the
um,
next one.
on to the next one. Let's see what we can.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can see.
The human
I'll have.
skull. There you
Oh
go.
no, the human skull. A lot of people might remember the human skull and the eye sockets.
Yes. But I
And you
don't
can
actually remember this one right here.
Well, anatomy, I never done anatomy, but I remember being able to see. I'm not saying that I've ever seen loads of skulls before, but I remember seeing. I've walked around a few graveyards. Let's say
Terminator
that.
2, man. You just need to watch Terminator 2.
Right, you can clearly see through the eye sockets of a human skull. You used to be able to see the brain. Okay, you used to be able to see to the back of the skull. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? There was no bone structure in behind. Now I picked this photograph up in a pet shop, right? So that's just an artist rendition of a skull, so the fish can swim
Is
around.
that Pets at Home by any chance?
Could be, it could be. I can't remember which shop it was. It's close to where I am, but that's how I remember a skull. A lot of people probably might remember this as there being clearly bone behind the eye socket.
Yeah.
I don't. Even when Othello or whatever that famous play where he holds up the
Paul
skull and
York. I know him. I know him
I
very well.
yeah, that's changed. Even that saying has
Yeah.
changed. But then you could see straight into the back of the skull. They used to. I know they do. They do it now with pumpkins.
Yeah.
Well, they put a candle in it and so it lights too. But they used to do that with human skulls
Mm-hmm.
back in. So they used to ward off whatever you want to call them. I'm not even going to mention what they are, but they used to warden off evil spirits and evil this and evil that. They used to put skulls up. They used to put candles in them, so to scare people away, to scare people, saying, "Listen, you come anywhere closer to here, and this is what you're going to end up. You're going to end up as a skull, and
Yeah.
you're going to end up with a bloody light in your skull, and you're just going to be, fearing off evil spirits."
Yeah,
That
that's true.
that's where that comes from. There's a lot more things about the human anatomy that can we can go on about. That's for a different show. But
Yeah.
that's just a picture I picked up. I don't know if anyone remembers that. But it's a crazy one. It's definitely a crazy one.
Yeah, that's definitely a crazy one.
Okay,
Right.
let me while you're getting the next picture up, I'll read out a few of these. Definitely a vampire, not the vampire. The correct. That's Rob Stone, a good man. That's correct.
Yeah, I know him.
That's
Know him very well. Good guy.
good man. Good man, Rob Stone. I wonder if they are bringing all these films to confuse these, like the Mr. Rogers films. Yes, they can just convince people in the future that confusing films. I remember seeing that on. I have a website that I use. In the neighborhood, it was called, and I never thought anything of it. And about 4 weeks later, this big thing on the Mandela. Oh no, they've named the film wrong. They have to change the movie. That I didn't even
Yeah.
think of it. I didn't even think because they did change the Mr. Rogers in their neighborhood to from the neighbor whatever it was.
Yeah. But again,
Um,
Tom Hanks
I,
is in the new one.
is in the new one. Yes, he's in
Yes.
the new one. Yes.
Again,
So again,
connections.
Tom Hanks. I'd love to meet Tom Hanks. Next time he's on the Graham Norton show, I'm going to stand outside the Graham Norton show and
Yeah, I'm going to ask him a question. Why do
yeah,
you keep
yeah,
this? Remembering your own quote on your own movies.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm going to say as well.
Yeah, we'll have a list of questions and then we'll be so starstruck that we're going, "Oh, hi, Mr. Hanks, can I have your autograph?"
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
God.
Supergirl.
Yes. Love that
Mm,
movie.
very good movie.
Little movie trivia. Did you know the lass who played Supergirl was actually Lindsay Wagner's daughter from Bionic Woman?
Was she?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
I
is.
didn't know. Wow. Oh.
Lee Majors was at that. Believe it or not.
Lee Majors, huh?
Yep.
One of my favorite programs in growing up, The Fall Guy. I always wanted to be a stuntman.
Aye, aye.
To be a,
Little Howie grew up
now,
to be Captain Bruce's shelter, what his name is, from Babylon 5. So,
do you
what? Hello, you cut off. Oops.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Oops.
Okay. So there's a connection between the Fall Guy team, okay,
Yeah,
the team song. If you look at if you ever hear the team song, it mentions Sally Fields,
yeah, I remember
but
that.
but now if you listen back, it doesn't say Fields anymore. It says Field.
Yeah,
So that's
I spotted that last time I
I
heard it.
yeah, I remember that clearly saying Field, Sally Fields, Sally Fields. But now if you listen back to that, it says Field,
Yeah.
which is weird. Which is weird. Anyway, looking at this picture, notice anything different?
Yep, the Twin Towers is not exactly the same height, and
Mm.
also
Go on.
the Statue of Liberty is on the wrong
As the
hand.
wrong hand. Now there is a theory on that one that I thought maybe it's a copyright version and why would they put it on? But no, that's a load of bollocks. I think that was just the way they saw it, and that's the way it was
Yeah,
then. On Ellis Island, the way it should be, and so forth and so forth.
yeah, that's correct.
And that was found by someone in I think in Teresa Lynch's
1980s.
yeah, Teresa Lynch's group. Someone brought that up in
Yeah.
Residue Hunters. So that I copied that from that and moved it on from there. But there's loads more. I found a lot more of that. There's a few concerts going along that I found that they've got the opposite pictures on
Uh-huh.
holding the torch in the wrong hand, and there's other bits and pieces as well.
No,
But
that's true.
that's how I've never been there, but
No, no,
that's
I've
how
never been there myself, but
I
don't
I
remember.
I've flown into New York. I wasn't let out of the airport. Um, I only want no, sorry, I was let out of the airport for a cigarette. Um, we had a 9 hour stay in New York. I tried to convince the lady that I was with at the time. So why don't we just go off into New York? Dude, it'll only take us half an hour. Do the whole trip, and we'll be back in time for the flight because you only have to be in 3 hours or 2 hours for an international flight. So let's go. Look, let's get a cab, go up into New York, and come back. She went, no. I said, you know what? I'm going. I walked outside, had a cigarette. It took me 4 hours to get back in. I'm like, bollocks. Thank God for that.
Man. Right. Shall we do the next one then?
Yeah, absolutely.
What next? What next?
Next, have you got any more of her holding the wrong hand?
No, but I got a goodie.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Oh, let it come up on the screen before I talk about it. This is one you found yourself.
Yes.
This is a great point.
Sex in the City. Now,
Isn't it great?
yeah.
It's even great. It's even great in the suburbs. No matter where it is, it's great. But in the
Yeah.
city, it's anyway. Go on.
It's the thing is, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, they done it through copyright," but I don't think so. I think somebody actually remembered it and released a product on the same name. You know what I mean? But somebody has to remember it's Sex in the City to produce it.
I have on my channel. I have no. I'm not. I don't want to. Anyway, on my channel, there's a video I've done of Kim Cattrall
Yeah.
and that one or whatever her name is, the one that's whatever her name, Jessica, whatever her name is, saying "Sex in the City." Oh, we're looking forward to making Sex in the City 2. Check out my channel. It's in the link in the description. But they clearly say "Sex in the City." Maybe you're right though. This could be a copyright thing where they want to do.
I don't think so though, but that's just a theory. But
Have you
notice,
looked at the back of the box? Is it an
yeah,
official?
it's official
Oh,
product.
okay.
No, notice something else that's on the shelf. That's
Go on.
missing from the shelf. No,
Um, it doesn't say
there's no
sex in.
price, labels on the bottom.
Maybe they're giving it away for free.
But there it is on the corner there. We can't quite make it out.
Wow. That was a great find, man. I may go to the shops you're going to. Which ones are you going to?
Well,
Tesco's?
no, this is B&M's.
B&M's. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That is a great find, man. That is a great find.
If you go to B&M's, you probably see it all in the cheap aisle. You know.
Okay. I tend to use pound shops and Lidl.
That's where I
um,
found Whisper Bites Fiasco as well. You know,
that's
when we
yeah.
mislabeled stuff.
That's where I found the Barrett's one as well. I just
Uh,
read, oh, that looks weird. I took a photograph. That's a great find, man. That's
yeah.
brilliant. That's great residue.
I
You know,
mean, like I said, somebody has to remember it that way.
oh, a lot of. Do you know what? There's if you look at the Big Bang Theory, now there are three sections in the Big Bang Theory where Raj says Sex in the City, clearly says Sex in the City.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm going to try to see if I can get the compilation of the three of them put together and make a video because my laptop broke the other day. It took 4 hours to even upload. I hit it a smash and broke the screen, so that was the end of that. So now I have to
Oops.
get a new laptop. Well, when you're getting bored, I was trying to make a video and I said, you know what, this is boring me. So, you know what,
Yeah, I get this like that.
yeah, so I hit it a slap. Didn't think it was going to do anything, and I broke the screen. So now it's getting. So I had planned on looking for all these Sex in the Cities and these little clips because you can get them on YouTube. Put them all together, and then make a little video. Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me, but Raj, Raj from Sex and from the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
He's the one that says the quote three times in three different episodes in three different series. He says "Sex in the City." There's one. I'll give you a hint. There's one version where they're all sitting in. It's where what's her name gets pregnant, the little squeaky one's voice, and they're all sitting in a bar, a Tahiti bar, where they're all drinking.
Uh-huh.
Even Sheldon's drinking. They're all singing my baby," whatever. He says clearly, "Sex in the City."
Mhm.
If you ever want, I can't remember what episode it is. I have it written down in one of my notepads, but that's probably underneath about 10 other notepads
Yeah.
there. So, but that's great residue, man. Sex in the City.
Yeah, like I said, when I saw that, I was
Yeah.
laughing like a crazy person, and the store assistant just liked it the opposite way.
Did, did you buy it?
No,
Why? Why?
me partner did though.
All right. Okay. Okay. And does it smell nice?
No.
Don't say that. She might be listening. Let me just read a few of these comments while we're doing. Well, Jesus, loads of comments.
Bloody hell.
Um, okay, what are your thoughts on flat Earth? Is a flat Earth a friendly channel to talk about them? Well, personally, I don't touch on flat Earth. Flat Earthers are flat Earthers. Fair play to them. I just, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not dismissing that the Earth is flat. I don't know. I really don't know. Who's to say it is and who's to say it's not? There's a lot of evidence out there saying it is. There's a lot of evidence saying out there there's not. So I'd rather not comment on that because I know a lot of listeners are flat earthers.
Yeah,
So
I'm on the fence on this subject as well. So
yeah, I'm on the fence on it as well. If it turns out that it is a flat earth, great, okay, right, brilliant, fair play.
if I can prove it, you know what I mean, and hats off.
You know, until I'm in a spaceship over the in the sky, looking down and going, it's a flat Earth, then I'll go, yes, I believe it. If I'm sitting over the Earth in a spaceship going, it's not a flat Earth, then I'll believe it's not a flat Earth.
Well, we'll just
All
have to
open
wait.
to all conspiracies.
We'll just have to wait until next year when the
Well,
official space flights go up.
yeah, I'm gonna have to start saving for that.
Yeah, I can see there's a lot of people taking photographs and stuff like that, doing videos, going into space and publishing it all over YouTube, and that'll be the day to remember.
There is only what there's what right since someone mentioned flat Earth. No, I'm not gonna say there is and there isn't. There is a clip that I watched from Steve-O from Jackass,
Yeah.
and he went up in a Harrier jet thingamajig when he was doing Wild Boys thingamajig, and he reckons he could debunk flat earthers in 2 minutes. Now, I'm not saying that's true. That could be Photoshop. That could be this. That could be that. So I don't believe that at all because I saw it on television. Don't believe what you see on the television.
Definitely
If you want
not.
to If you want to find out if it's a flat Earth, stick something on a weather balloon, stick it up as high as you can, and then you figure it out yourself. I'm not here
I
to
do
say
believe
it is.
somebody has already done that one, actually.
Yeah, there's someone in the UK done that with a teddy bear, and it landed like 17 miles away, and they
Yeah,
saw a curvature of the Earth. But that could be that was on the news. The news could have just put a curve on it. So I'm not
yeah,
here to
fish
say there is.
lens.
Yeah, so let's move off. Sorry, no offense to that person. I just I can't comment on if there is a flat Earth or not, and I don't want to get into a bad debate if there is or not. Sorry, no offense. Okay, hold on. Who was that? Let me go to the next one. I'm just looking for some of these comments. Uh, I wonder if I always wondering how a ghost didn't know it was dead. I think we all maybe okay, no worries. Done that one. There the guys, great live stream. I'll leave you with a thought. I think flat earth is my first Mandela effect that the earth was spirit. Thank you very much. That's strong whisper. Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much for watching, guys.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Okay. I haven't experienced any ghost activity since the NME. Has anyone? Ghosts. I don't really want to talk about ghosts. Ghosts are how would you say they're here, they're there, they're everywhere, whatever you want, whatever you believe. I've no really comments on that. If there is a ghost, I believe they know who to phase in and out, and I don't know if you know what quantum phasing is. If someone wants to look up quantum phasing, it can be a lot of different things. I wonder if the beginning of these films, okay, I've done that. Okay, okay. Makes you wonder though, eh? Does indeed. Caribbean rum north with coconut liquor left when they started shutting down school to get this. Okay. Right, okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening, for tuning in. So we're on to Jiffy.
Yep, the
Jiffy
old
Jiffy.
Jiffy. I'll be back in the Jiffy.
So
Yeah.
is that now missing an F?
Missing a Y.
A Y. It's just called Jiff.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And this
Okay. And
was
that
from American Dad episode. I can't remember which exactly episode because there's so many when I came across
yeah.
this, and I thought, yeah, that's how I remember Jeff or Jiffy. You know what I mean?
Mm. Have you
So
noticed that? Have you noticed there's a lot on in Family Guy, in American Dad. There's a lot of Mandela effects, like especially
yeah,
flag residue and stuff like that in supermarket sweeps and stuff like that.
yeah.
Again,
Again,
there's a lot in
Seth
that.
MacLaren, I think he is also Mandela affected. To be
Oh,
honest,
definitely. Have you seen his new series, the Orville?
no, not yet. I'm going to
You
binge
should
watch
watch it.
that.
You should
Yeah.
watch it. I'll send you a link later on to where you
Aye.
can watch it all. It's brilliant.
And
It's
tell
just
you what, I've
it's
noticed
just
as well
go on.
about Seth MacLaren. He's in Star Trek Enterprise as well.
You mentioned that all right. Yeah.
And I,
Yeah.
I, I thought I watched that show when it was out about 10 years ago, and I certainly don't remember Seth MacLaren
There's a
being
there's
it.
a there's a there's a theory I think on that as well, because until you know who these people are, you don't notice. Because if you notice, Elon Musk is in Iron
Iron
Man
Man,
2. He's in
which I
Iron
don't
Man,
remember seeing them either.
and it seemed like he just went, you know what, I'm just gonna Photoshop myself in everywhere,
Yeah,
but there's
that's what it feels like.
until you notice these people, you don't know. And then if you go look back at stuff when you're affected, you see everything, you
Oh,
know
yes, I do. I do
you know
100%
and
agree.
I find myself watching all sorts of movies, old movies now, and going, wow, this is unbelievable. Wow, I didn't even notice that. And I don't look at I don't look at the characters anymore. I look at the background.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, like what's going on
that's,
in the background.
yeah,
What I watched the other night. What was that one? Roadhouse.
yeah,
And I picked up a picture of Yamano, the Uncle Sam with the red and white hat on it.
yeah.
And I was like, wow, how can I took the photograph? I had to pause and rewind and stop and
I have to
whatever.
admit, I do that quite often now. Like,
Yeah, it's very hard when you're streaming stuff to pause and rewind, but on that kind of stuff, yeah, it's there is a theory on that one as well. The red and white hat. Someone mentioned to me that was excuse me, that was
copyright
something
issue.
that was a copyright issue to do with popcorn. That
Yeah.
the popcorn company wanted the red and white to put the popcorn in, and that's why the Uncle Sam thing changed. But if you look back in the history of Uncle Sam, the first picture of Uncle Sam doesn't have a red and white hat on. He always has a white hat on now. So why that sort of coincides? I think that's someone just blown
Because
smoke
Uncle
up my
Sam's been
ass.
around for a lot longer than popcorn has.
Exactly. So even if you look at the first Uncle Sam, he's got a white hat on. So but now if see, because we're in the UK, our Google is totally different than the American Google.
Yes.
If I put into Google, Uncle Sam's hat, all I see is red and white hats.
Yeah.
I don't see a white hat anymore. Unless I Google Uncle Sam's white hat, then I get white hat. So
Yeah.
there's residue
And I
everywhere.
think Google just remembers it, to be honest, and because it remembers what you search for, and it sticks there in the cloud service, and it's just logged in as you search, and as soon as you type in the first couple of words, it'll come up with all this algorithm that you searched for in
Oh,
the
that's
past.
AI in control, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Like these automated telephone services where you ask them a question and they have a response, and then you
Just
ask them
press the
another
hash key
question.
on the end, and it'll just take you
Yeah.
straight to a live caller.
Yeah, and even them live callers are not their bots as well, because they
Yeah.
can only ask you the same questions. And he asked them the same question. Say, actually, can I speak to your supervisor? Sorry, I can't speak to my supervisor. My supervisor's not here. Okay, can I speak to your supervisor? And the exact same thing says. They sound like a real person, but they're not.
Yeah, because it sounds so electronic.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are we looking at here? Now we're going on to the red and white hat, are we?
Yep, we've just
Uncle
been talking
Sam.
about that.
Uncle
So
Sam and his red and white hat.
yeah,
Eh?
I want you.
Yeah, to eat my popcorn.
Nah.
there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of movies with all that kind of stuff in it.
Yeah, and it's like there's even a costume on it. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Have you? I'm working on a massive. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Need input. There's talking to me there, hon. Anyway, go on. Yeah. So,
The infamous red and
yes.
white hat.
Yes, the red and white hat. If you Google it now, all you see is the red and white hat, especially if you're in the UK, you
Yep.
know. But if you go look at the old wall posters, it's just white hat. It's just a white
Yes,
hat, isn't
indeed. On,
it?
I'll bring up the next one. Which one's a good one? Oh,
See what I can do with this fella.
there you go.
Where are we going? Um,
The Avengers.
oh,
That one.
oh yes, I took a photograph of that there. Teresa Lynch wanted she noticed that in the movie,
Yeah.
and I think Brian McFarlane done a copied it. Anyway, let it pop up on the screen, because I'm looking at what you're showing live, and then on the TV it does take a couple of seconds to come
Yeah.
through.
Wi-Fi
So
does that because it's
yeah,
on a 10-second delay.
yeah. So let's get that photograph up. So that's Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay. As you notice, the flag is the residue flag. But I've if you notice, it's not only in Endgame, it's also in Avengers. What's the one before Avengers Endgame?
Infinity War.
Infinity Wars. It's also in Infinity Wars. I noticed that in Infinity Wars, and I was obviously affected then as well when Infinity
Oh, by the
Wars
way,
came.
it's only Infinity War now.
Okay, it's only an Infinity War. Okay, so
It's lost
yeah.
the S.
Okay, well, I wonder why that is. I wonder what the S represents. A snake?
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know.
I'll show you. I'll show you my residue on the American flag, and this one
Yep.
is on my flight suit. Believe it or
Mm.
not.
On your flight suit that you picked up from?
Sportsdirect.com and in town. So
Yeah.
there we
Yeah.
go. There it is.
I've picked up hundreds of these. I have pencil cases with it on. I've got books with it on. I've got an old book with it on, where Captain Perry is on the North Pole,
Yeah,
with 56 stars on it, on the North Pole, and it's got the red stripe and all underneath it as well. But your one, that's a weird one that they would let that out.
yes, I know, because
Oh,
the only theory I can think of right now, top of my head, would make a lot of sense.
copyright.
Is not as much as copyright. Have you ever seen the Malaysian flag?
Yes, 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 yes.
It's exactly the same pattern on the red stripes, red and white
Hmm.
stripes, right?
Yes,
Right
yes.
down to the this part here, exactly the same pattern, but it's got the star on it instead of the like
Okay.
the yellow sun instead.
Yes,
But
yes, yes, yes.
the way I quite possibly see it is somebody in the factory was making these in Malaysia somewhere and just saw and it's probably staring them right in the face and the flag itself, and they just copied that design and realized they made a mistake.
There's a thought that I've just thought of. Maybe they done the Malaysian flags and the American flags at the same one,
Yeah,
and instead of doing that, they just put the patch of the stars across that instead of the Malaysian bit and said, you know what, feck it, let's just send it out like that.
yeah,
Or or they could have made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them, and they said, you know what, if my boss finds out, I'm gonna be fired. So let's just put it out, and hopefully no one sees.
yeah. Yeah, no, because that whole factory would have been shut down by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that'll be shut down. Okay, you've done that wrong. Okay, you can't. That's not. You never know. We might get a factory recall on that in about 6 months' time. You know.
Yeah, and there'll be none left.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I first saw this bit, I was there was a whole stash of them, like a whole aisle of them. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
With, like different styles, all that stuff, all with the same type of flag, and yet nobody took any notice of it.
No one does until they're affected, though.
No,
It's weird. Have
it's
you
because
have you counted the stars?
no, not really.
Okay,
I think it's
so
about 50. I think.
well, yeah, 50. They reckon there's 50 states. There, some people have 52 states. The one I have on Captain Perry's got 56, 56. No, it's 50. I think it's got 56 stars on it, which is weird.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, there's definitely a different consistency on the whole stars parts of that.
yeah,
But
that's
there
true.
there
But
is
this is
there is
the first time I actually seen it on official NASA's merchandise, so to speak. You know what I mean?
There is, there is the the whole history of the American flag, which you've got your star bangle banger bang, whatever the name it is, and then you've got the one before that. The one before that does have the red stripe at the bottom of the blue, but it's only got the stars in a round circle. And then when it's called a star bangle banger. Banger, whatever it's called. Sorry,
Yeah,
forgive my pronunciation. It doesn't have, it only has the white stripe along it, and it has so many stars on it as well. So
yeah,
there is history of that there. So some people can get confused in the making of that, and maybe putting the red stripe underneath, thinking a combination of the two histories of the flag,
yeah,
you know. I'm not saying that's true. I'm not trying to debunk it, because everyone sees, a lot of people that are affected will notice the red stripe. I actually
ah,
noticed the other day a lad walking around with a same top as you have in grey with the red stripe underneath the
yeah. It's
stars.
crazy when you
I,
say it, isn't it?
I wanted to stop him and say, "Can I take a photograph of your jumper?" But he was a big fella, and I said, "I better not. I'll let you walk on." And I was kind of trying to walk behind him and going to take. And I said, "You know what? No, it's not worth the punching you there. It's okay. I'll see if I can see you again sometime. You know."
Yeah.
It's a great find, man. It's a great find,
Yeah,
definitely.
like I said, like no one was paying any attention to this merchandise, even it was like a full quarter of the shop filled with the stuff. You know, it's a big store, but people were going back and forward on it and so on. And I was looking around and thinking, hang on, why isn't anyone noticing this? You know, so.
Yeah, yeah. People
Or just,
don't,
I like to add to the story. I was wearing this last time I was at work, and this wifey was about, I was 5 years older than I am. So I think she was about 49, and
Mm-hmm.
she kept staring at the flag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were having a conversation, but she kept staring at the flag. You know what I mean? That's what I picked up on. So she probably, when she went home, she probably looked at that flag up and probably found the Mandela effect by now. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I just found that a bit strange when she was kept eyeing up the flag.
Yeah, maybe she was affected and she didn't know, and now she just went back and went, "Oh, that's
Yeah,
unusual." Yeah, because people that, yeah, growing up, I know, you notice these things and you don't question them until you're
yeah,
affected. A friend of mine, his name is Michael Anthony. He does everyday lives. He has a YouTube channel called Everyday Lives. He's big into the raising the vibrations of the planet, of your frequencies, and all to do with
yeah,
electricity and this, that, and other. He's a great inspirational person. If you want to go check out his channel. But he brought up a few. I've sent him a few Mandela effects to this, that, or. But he said it just takes one Mandela effect,
uh,
and then you cannot unsee it. So
yeah.
once
It's
you
very
see it, you cannot unsee it. Now, you might be only able to see one because you're only aware of one, and that opens a whole pothole, bubble, rabbit hole, or whatever. Then you go into a few videos, you notice these other things, and then you start noticing these things. It becomes like a domino effect.
yeah,
At the end of that domino effect is the answer. It's not the final domino will fall and that's it. The answer is out there and it's getting closer and closer every day. And
yeah,
a lot of people are now, I don't want to say a lot of people are scared. Oh, it's a biblical thing. It's the this that's coming and whatever.
mhm,
Listen, if a biblical thing comes, if it's a case of a new brew or a planet smashing into where planet, we're all gonna go, we're all going to disappear at the same time. We're all going to have, if you know this thing called quantum immortality, you're going to get the decision whether you're going to start afresh or start from here. You know, so if you believe in quantum immortality, if something's going to happen and we're all going to fucking, if CERN happened and we all blew up at the same time, our consciousness came back to the exact same point of where we are right now.
yeah,
And there's nothing to fear about the Mandela effect. It's nothing to fear. It's just people and opening their eyes and seeing what the real world is and not believing the media. The
oh,
media is
definitely.
full of sugar and shite and all things that are not nice.
Nice.
So let's move on
Right,
to this.
this will be the last
Sleep.
one for tonight because it's getting on a bit now. So we'll talk about this one.
Yes.
C3PO and the Magic Silver Leg. Let's
Yes.
go.
Now I have, let me just count on one shelf, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 15 books on one shelf of everything to do with Star Wars from let me see, Star Wars
Uh huh.
illustrations, absolute everything you need to know year by year. I even have the old books where I got this one from. One's got about computers, one's got about the book about space. One's got to do with what's the other one called? It's year by year, scene by scene. I've got everything. I've got droids and vehicles, Star Wars, the Chronicle trilogies. I've got that. Vader on Sun. I've got character encyclopedias. Every book I have has at least 10 photographs of him with just all gold. Now,
Yeah,
I done a video not so long ago of just some of my all gold ones, and they're all the cartoon ones, and I know the concepts
I
and
saw
different
that
stuff.
one actually.
So if you look just closely, there's no black hand. He doesn't have a black hand either. Now that's
Yeah,
a new Mandela effect.
yeah, I noticed that
Notice
one a while ago.
his hands are now black, right?
But this bit is a strange part as well, because I don't recall all of the wires coming out of him like this.
The pistons coming out of
Yeah,
his arms and stuff like that. Now that's I look back on some of my other ones, and there isn't ones. There's a lot of promo stuff that him and the character both characters done years ago, and Christmas cards, and they're all cartoon ones, and they appeared on Japanese
uh-huh.
radios and this that. And now there is a notorious fact that the two of these people never got on. The
Yeah,
people
that's true.
act never got on because one of them wanted to, the C3PO wanted to go out and do all this, media stuff to make loads of money. And the lad who played R2D2 now, unfortunately, he's passed away. He hated the person. Well, not hated, he just didn't like each other. He used to just give the fingers up and say, "No, I can't be bothered going out and
Yeah,
running around a tin can and standing in
I
the
wouldn't
middle of
have done it either.
in Japan going, here, give me money for an appearance and whatever." So they didn't really get on that well, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just a little bit of trivia.
There's
Now,
also a little piece missing from me. C3PO's chest, a little lens cap.
that was to do with to keep him from
Restrained.
escaping from camp. Remember that was put on him. Now, Luke Skywalker took that off him eventually, so he could get away from the boundaries because that was meant to keep him on camp from when he first bought him. Right.
Also,
Well,
that was the little camera lens that he used to put on his little restraining bolt. You know what I
it
mean?
was a restraining bolt, so it's kind of like the way you get these fences around a garden where a
Yeah,
dog can't go past. They get electric shock if they go past this wire.
yeah,
That's what that was. Now, that was taken off in later films, but these pictures that you're seeing at the moment are from earlier books. So I don't know why it is there. But if there's other photographs that I put in my video, you can see on the back that have got square bits in it that ain't there. They've got other bits in it that ain't there. They've got other bits that people recognize. Now, I don't recognize some of them because I'm not too sure, of his holding anatomy. There's a
yeah,
lot of other bits. There's also the effect there with the wires in the middle between, in his torso. There's red and there's blue wires and there's this and there's that. I got the original Star Wars figure there. I've got the one from 1995. One of them makes. I've got the original one
yeah,
as well. I've got the bubblegum cards from the original movies, and he's all gold in that. So how
yeah.
the hell can that be taken on a film set where he's all gold,
Oh, yeah,
and then
that's
it
true.
changes? Then it changes that he's all fucking silver. Sorry for swearing, but you know
Yeah,
what I mean. It's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, it's totally.
Anyway, that's that. That's
Yeah,
that.
that
That's
would be
that.
I would think that.
We call
Be
it a night.
Yeah, I think we'll call it a night. It's been a
Hmm.
good chat, a good discussion on lots of stuff that we covered. I mean,
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go. Look at there you go. There's residue straight there, man. I would show you a picture of myself, but I don't want to break the camera.
uh,
Listen, thank you very much for everyone who listened in
no
and
problem.
for all your comments. I'm sorry we didn't get to all your comments because we're trying to. It's just the two of us at the moment.
Yeah,
Now,
this is the first time we went out with a hitch.
but yes, without a hitch, and next time it can only get better from now.
Oh,
Now,
that's it.
please subscribe to Matthew's channel, right? Please subscribe to it because there's loads of more videos coming up. Also subscribe to my channel. My name is Mark Fewings,
Yeah, okay.
Fewings. So just hook up onto my channel as well.
I'll post a link to
You
it
know,
on my channel.
the link to it's there. Let's get these subscribers up and let's get some messages out here, and we can start showing people start showing people the real world. You know, I'm gonna start trying once I get my broken laptop back. I'm gonna start trying different videos and stuff like that, and hopefully, you know, we might get some nice names. I'd love to get Brian Steveley on. I'd love
I'll
to
look
get
to chat
people
with
like
him. Like,
Carlin on. I would love to get a lot of other people who have some great theories on. We're open to suggestions to get people on and talk about their bits and pieces. But I want to keep it. I'd like to just want to say I'd like to keep it down to maybe 3 or 4 people at the one time, because if there's 4 or 5 people on the channel, people seem to tend to talk over people and stuff like that. Then it gets a little bit
yeah, that's
confused and
correct.
stuff like that, you know. So let's like try to keep it, you know, so everyone gets their say, everyone can do their residue, and we can talk, and we can, you know, we can actually have one person on the comments telling us what the comments are, and you know, let's do this the way it should. Let's do it the way we like it to do it, and
Yes.
hopefully get as much information out there as we can.
Oh,
You know. Anyway, I love you, Matt, and I see you in the next cartoon. All right.
oh, definitely. Catch you later, man.
Thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you like this
That's all,
video,
folks.
yeah, if you please share this video to all your friends if you can, and let's get the Mandela effect out there, and let's get more people eyes open.
Definitely. Well, talk to you later, Mark, and I'll see you talk to you tomorrow. And catch you guys later. Please subscribe to this channel, and I'll subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Just catch you guys later. I'm out of
All
here.
right.
Catch
See
you
you
later.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.